Did you know that SpongeBob Sponge on the Run was originally supposed to be released for SpongeBob's 20th anniversary? SpongeBob originally hit the air in 1999, but the release of the movie was moved from 2019 to 2020 to avoid clashing with Dora the Explorer, The Lost City of Gold.
Hi, I'm Dora, and I'm being chased by a herd of angry pygmy elephants. Can you say angry pygmy elephant?
However, it was pushed back even further to be released on August 14, 2020, following the release of the Video On Demand, and CBS All Access in 2021 due to the ongoing coronavirus. Man, Corona is jacking up everything.
Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real!
Hold up. Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to another episode of Movie Mistakes. And as you probably already guessed it, we're going to show you some of the mistakes that we found in the SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run. And as usual, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell now. We'll keep you updated of all of our up and coming videos. So during the entertainment scene, this fish hanging on the swing is a famous actress. You may have recognized her voice, but may not be able to quite place it. Stay tuned to the end of the video and we'll show you her picture.
Do I smell a road trip?
That could be my breath.
So for mistake number 1, we catch up with SpongeBob in bed with Gary. And as you can see here, he's covered with all kind of sticky blue goo. Yuck. But as we continue to roll the tape, SpongeBob pokes his head out the window and tells Patrick good morning. But as we can see here, the sticky blue goo is gone. But if you watch SpongeBob for any amount of time, you'll know that this kind of thing happens all the time. So for SpongeBob mistake number 2, Gary is just eating his meal. And there's nothing really unusual about that, considering that the bowl is still in front of Gary as he's upside down. However, when we get a close-up of Gary and SpongeBob, we can see now when the camera zooms back out that the bowl is now missing for some reason. Maybe Gary ate that too? No, he couldn't have. We see him the whole time. I don't know. What do you think happened to it? So for this goof, as usual, SpongeBob is bugging Squidward. So from this point of view, we get a spot of SpongeBob in the kitchen, and oh, what's this? He pulls a crank out of one of his sponge holes or ears or whatever it is to crank up the stove. But when the camera angle switches back and forth from Squidward back to SpongeBob, we can see that the little crank thing in the stove is now missing. For this scene, as usual, Plankton is making a plan to steal the Krabby Patty formula. As we fast forward a little bit, we get a picture of him inside of the chum bucket, and oh, what's this? He's got a picture of Mr. Krabs on his wall. How sweet. However, as he talks to his wife, and yes, that's his wife, we can see now that Mr. Krabs' picture is missing for some reason, and it's been replaced by none other than Plankton himself. For this mistake, the boss Mr. Krabs is having a word with SpongeBob. So as the conversation continues on, notice that SpongeBob has his right hand up as he's explaining whatever it is to Mr. Krabs. But then when the camera angle switches, it is now his left hand that is up. Yes, he could have switched hands, but we're going to count this as a mistake nonetheless. For this goof, Plankton is oh so close to getting a Krabby Patty. But make a mental note that just before he gets to the Krabby Patty, it's completely whole. There's nothing wrong with it, right? But as the movie continues, he pulls a piece of the Krabby Patty out of that burger, but it still looks whole for some reason. Could the animators not make a burger with a hole in it? I don't know, like what's going on here? For this SpongeBob fail, SpongeBob meets Gary for the first time. So as Gary gets a little closer, notice that SpongeBob offers him a pickle, but his Krabby Patty is in the left hand. But as usual, when the camera angle switches back and forth, The Krabby Patty is now missing for some reason. Maybe he threw it away, maybe he dropped it on the ground, or maybe the editors made a mistake. In this part of the movie, Gary is now missing, and SpongeBob is having a nervous breakdown, as you can see here. So as Patrick is telling his best friend to get it together, we can see that there are some pretty large pieces on the ground in front of SpongeBob. But when the camera angle changes, we can see now that there are still pieces in front of SpongeBob, but they're a lot smaller than they were before. Here we can see SpongeBob and Patrick are on their way to go save Gary. But as they fall off of the billboard, SpongeBob lands on his butt and Patrick lands on his back with his head pointing away from SpongeBob. But after we get a close-up of SpongeBob, we can see now Patrick is in a different position than he was before. Yes, I'm sure this position is a whole lot funnier than him just landing on his back, but come on guys, let's get it right the first time. So for our final mistake, Mr. Krabs is looking for SpongeBob, who has gone to find Gary. But during his search for the sponge, notice that there is a big jar of pickles on the floor right in front of the stove. But just a little while later, after Mr. Krab convinces Squidward to go cook, we notice that the jar of pickles is now gone. I mean, maybe we're in the Matrix? Maybe the pickle jar was never really there. So were you able to figure out who the actress was on the golden swing?
What's the square root of 81?
What?
Well, the actress voicing the blue fish is not other than Tiffany Haddish. And if you've never seen her movies before, they are pretty funny. You should check them out.
What does that smell? What is that? Oh, now that's a gas.
Just another cool did you know. So movie maniacs, tell me what you thought of these SpongeBob mistakes. Let us know in the comment section below if we missed anything. Also, remember to hit us with the hashtag mistakes and the name of the movie you'd like to see us do next. We'll put it on our list. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell now. We'll keep you updated of all of our up and coming videos. And thanks for hanging out with us here at Movie Mistakes, and we'll see you next time.
What's the capital of Belgium?
Waffles?
What? Run!